Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That was easy. And for you, I imagine it was a heck of a lot of fun. A stressless Sunday at the bank. Jacksonville, clearly the better team every phase of the game. And they snapped that the ugliness of 1 week ago. They win their 6th out of 7. And, of course, maybe the biggest part of that was once again winning at the bank, where they had struggled this year, 1-3. Now 2-3, and all of a sudden you look ahead when you get through Houston and a Monday night football game here with no Joe Burrow. The opportunity looks that much more promising for the Jaguars. Just came out and played a complete football game yesterday. Really, offensively, defensively, special teams. I thought coaching was outstanding. Okay, you look at the final box score and you see what, 36 rushes in this game for Jacksonville compared to 32 pass attempts. And whenever you can get it right around 50%, you're going to take that. And you're certainly going to love the fact that you were able to do that as a team. But early on, I mean, it was clear that they were not going to just take what Tennessee was going to give them. They were going to try to open up some things and get it done. And that's exactly what they did do. So a big victory there for Jacksonville. Again, one that we got right. I mean, I think everyone around here picked them. I thought that they would win it comfortably, and took a lot from you last week when I did side with the fact that I thought that San Francisco would win that game. Again, I think the NFL in a lot of circles is basically scripted. You don't look at a team like San Francisco and say that, in fact, yeah, they're going to lose 4 in a row, and look at a team like Jacksonville and say they're going to win 6 in a row. Just doesn't happen in this league. But all of a sudden now 6 out of 7 with a chance to go to Houston this weekend. What a ball game that is going to be. Houston's probably the best story this year in the AFC. Truly, they are. It's amazing what they've been able to pull off. 6-4. You look at the numbers, they're nearly identical if you look at the things that I have always felt are most important, that is scoring offense, scoring defense. Therefore, that's why you have basically a 1-point line, maybe 1.5, a little bit of an advantage here to Jacksonville. And I haven't had an opportunity really to see the Houston game film yet. I'll look at that tomorrow. But we also witnessed that C.J. Stroud is human by throwing some interceptions. I think he came in with 15 touches and only 2 picks. He did throw 3 of them yesterday, which is encouraging for this football team, which continues to be very good in the takeaway department, including 2 more yesterday. One of those obviously did take place on special teams. Just a phenomenal afternoon for the Jaguars. And it was a clean game. That, there's so many different ways to win, and there's so many different ways to lose. But there's 2 things that are really going to stand out for me, or did stand out for me, when witnessing this game yesterday. Number 1, they did take chances early on. Jacksonville scored on 5 of their first 6 possessions. Okay, they struggled a little bit in the red zone. You had to settle for field goals, but you still got out of there with points, right? You're up 13-0 at half. And you got to take that. You could tell by looking at Tennessee that when you were able to stop Derrick Henry, they just weren't going to be able to really get things done on the offensive side. Although sometimes numbers lie. Have you even looked at the box score and what Will Levis did? If you didn't watch this game, you would have thought he was on his way to Canton, Ohio, for crying out loud. 13 of 17 for Levis, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 143.8. I mean, those are amazing numbers, yet Tennessee wasn't even in the ballgame. You knew halfway through the first quarter that Tennessee could not play with Jacksonville. Even though it was 13-0 at the halftime break, when you went to do whatever you need to do, maybe use the restroom, grab yourself a couple of more cocktails, you knew that this game was in hand. And That's new. That is something that you're not used to as a Jaguars fan. Sure, they were 5-2 at home last year, 6-2 if you had that come from behind playoff victory over Los Angeles. Boy, Brandon Staley up against it. I can't believe he survived after blowing a 27-0 lead here last January in the playoffs. But now he's popping off at reporters. They're doing their job. They're asking the proper questions. You got to believe he's next man out in L.A., and it does make you wonder, is that where, in fact, Jim Harbaugh could be for the 2024 season? But enough of that. Let's get back to what's most important here. That is Jacksonville taking shots, deep balls, not taking the dinking and the dunking and running on first down, depending on down and distance, run or pass on second down. If you're back against it, you're obviously passing on third down. That may be the only thing that we can be critical about during yesterday's ball game. This team still really does struggle on third down. They were 4 of 12 yesterday, and that has been a wart all season long. That's going to have to improve when you take on some of these better teams, especially on the road. For instance, I don't think you can win at Houston if you go 4 for 12. But you also play on third down. But you also play a clean game, right? You didn't have any takeaways. And what did Jackson? Or you didn't turn the ball over. You had 2 takeaways. You had no turnovers. I want to say Jacksonville had 7 in the last 2 weeks. And you didn't turn the football over yesterday. You also only had 4 penalties in 60 minutes. That's a clean game. One of those penalties was awful. It was egregious on Kayvon Chason. Just a really bad call. And yeah, I'm in the press box and I'm watching and I'm thinking, are they calling Chason for putting his full body weight on Will Levis? There's no way you can rightfully say that is roughing the passer. I mean, as he was getting rid of the football, he got hit. So that was a miss, and that'll be forgotten about now because you obviously you go out, you win 34-14, you get a 20-point victory. You're not going to complain about a call when you win by 20 points. But I'm just saying this because I thought it was a clean game. They really should have only have had 3 penalties in this football game, and that's great. 10 games in, no turnovers. Again, 4 listed penalties. In my mind, 3 penalties. That's playing really good football. One thing that has been true, that has been proven time and again with Doug Peterson, he does not overreact when things are really, really good. He does not overreact when things are really, really bad. And, the questions were asked to him all week long. It was even asked to him yesterday, reminding him of the loss to San Francisco, and his answer has been, hey, listen, it was one game, and we didn't play well against the 49ers. These are his words, not mine, but you move on. And he has shown an ability in his short time here to bottle up negativity and get rid of it. This win yesterday is not a surprise at all. I didn't think, even though they were crushed by San Francisco, it was nearly as bad as after the loss, and would have been 2 in a row when you drop one to Kansas City, then you drop one to Houston. That was alarming to me. There was even the point during the after-the-game press conference where Doug Peterson opened his mouth, and for a few seconds, nothing came out. And then it went to that whole, we got to get out of here, And I thought that was really, really poor, okay? That they had to get out of here. I really had a problem with that. I don't have a problem with Doug Peterson. I had a problem with that particular scenario because I was just kind of like, are you kidding me? What do you mean you got to get out of here? They're not booing you in the stadium. They're not destroying you on talk radio or, on the mean streets of Twitter. Yeah, there's some folks who are anxious, but, the whole get out of here thing, I never really got. Anyway, they did get out of here, and they won 5 straight games in 5 different places before getting beat down by San Francisco. But he's flipped the switch twice. And again, I thought it was much more difficult to do what they were able to do on the road after that game at Houston, or after that loss here against Houston, than this past week. I don't know if anyone alive predicted them to lose this game to Tennessee. But again, that's a testament to Doug Peterson and his football team, that if things do go bad, it doesn't linger for a long period of time, and that he's got them feeling confidence-wise that they are able to get things done the very next week. And that was the case yesterday. That is the sign of a good coach, in my opinion. It was great to see Trevor Lawrence play a type of game that, frankly, he needed. He made some passes yesterday, particularly to Calvin Ridley, that, frankly, only Trevor and a couple of other players in the league can make. The offensive line giving him maybe just an extra, 0.2 of a second. Trevor looked really comfortable in the pocket. He was only sacked once yesterday. And, back to that game plan, they were taking chances early on. During the loss against San Francisco, there were no targets, 0, to Calvin Ridley in the first half. That was not the case yesterday. He was a huge part of the game plan. Ridley even said so after the game when we met with him in the winning locker room. And I liked that. It was unfortunately Christian Kirk who didn't get as many looks yesterday, only 3 of 6 reception to targets for Kirk. But outside of that, just look how effective Trevor Lawrence was to his top 3 players. Okay, Calvin Ridley, 7 of 9. Missed him twice, forced another PI. I want to say Calvin Ridley now has forced 8, maybe 9, but I think the number's 8 PIs this year. Okay, that is a very overlooked statistic. You know that's an automatic first down. And in the NFL's version, it's the yardage. It's not 15 like you see in college football. Evan Ingram has been, a safety blanket. He's going to catch the most balls he ever has in his career, 4 of 6 yesterday. If you look at the target, 6, completions 4. Zay Jones, I was surprised. I thought he'd miss another game. And I just did. Didn't see him in the locker room. I know he was limited. It was good to have him back. He gives you a different dimension. The threat is always there, that he can go deep. Yesterday was the exact opposite. I mean, he averaged 5 yards a reception, 4 of 4, 4 targets, 4 receptions, but the average was just 5. So, again, you had Zay Jones doing some things yesterday that he doesn't normally always do, but it gives you that one extra offensive skill position player that, frankly, Jacksonville has been without for the last month and some change. So, overall, a really good game. I thought Lawrence looked set in his own ways, looked like one of the better QBs. Also, the issue that he's had with the knee and whether or not he is as explosive as he once was has kind of been a question. Well, we saw that with him being able to run the football yesterday. So, the offense looked like a well-oiled football team. And that's exactly what you want. Now, running the football was problematic yesterday. I love the fact that they stayed with it. Okay, again, 36 rushing attempts, and you had 32 pass attempts. All right, ETN, not a great day. 14 for 52. The one knock you can say this year on Travis Etienne, his average per carry is really down. He's only averaging 3.9 per. And, again, that's going to have to get better. He was 5.1 a season ago. He's getting more footballs this year, although his intake has gone down significantly as far as his touches in the last couple of games. Tank Bigsby, his biggest workload of his career, 9 carries. Now, to be fair, everyone knew that they were handing the football off. So you can put the extra man in the box. You can be prepared for that. I love them picking up the first down on 4th down, but still, 9 carries, 21 yards. That's an average of 2.3 per. And then, Dearness Johnson had some burn, including early in the game, 7 for 20. You add all that up, that's 30 carries, 93 yards. It's got to be better than that, but it was good enough yesterday. And I've said all along that I am a little bit concerned. Do they have a clear number 2 running back? Do they have a guy that you can go to once you really get in to the dog days here late in the season, and once you get into January football, you're going to need two running backs that you can trust. And maybe Dearness Johnson becomes that guy. Certainly the eye test looked better than 7 carries for 20 yards. Yes, I do remember he had one play that I believe was called back because of a penalty, if memory serves me correct. But anyway, just a really good game for Jacksonville offensively. Defensive side, you did what you had to do, right? You had the 2 takeaways, one of those on special teams. When you only allow Derrick Henry 38 yards, I mean, what this man has done to this franchise in his career, and to take that on, that responsibility to say, we're not going to let you beat us. And that is the number one, priority on the defensive side, is to shut him down. That's exactly what the Jags did. So a nice victory for them. Tennessee's not a good team. They are certainly going south, but you got to take care of things, right? You can't control the schedule, whether they're a really good team or a poor team. You got to take the next one up. The script definitely switches this week with the high energy that is all of a sudden coming out of Houston. It's going to be a really intriguing ball game, and we'll begin to talk more about that, perhaps as early as tomorrow. Crazy week with the holiday, right? Off Thursday and Friday. And, of course, a mammoth weekend in college football and as well a very big one coming up around here in the NFL. So we have all of that to get into as we get things started right here on a Monday edition. All right, we got plenty to do tonight over the next couple of hours. I do want to tell you that opening comments tonight and every night are brought to you by Shmunez Vision. All right, they're a family organization. They focus on personal, high-quality medical and surgical eye care located out at the beach. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea cataract surgery or refractive surgery. It's getting dark right now. Your eyes are probably not as strong as they were earlier this morning. It's totally common. But why not fix it? What about laser eye surgery? How about the rest of your life? These two things would occur. Number one, you're always going to have 20/20. You're always going to have perfect vision. Number two, you don't have to worry about taking out your contacts, looking for your glasses, looking for your readers. It's just perfect eyesight, early in the morning to late at night. And that is one of the very many things that is offered at Shmunez Vision. Your best bet is to check them out online. It's a great website. Go to shmunezvision.com. That's shmunezvision.com. You can also call them at 299-2906. Shmunez Vision Care, you can see. All right, I did not even touch on the fallen quarterbacks in college football. We have that to get into on the other side. We'll check in with our good friend J.J. LaSelva on the other side. As always, we invite your opinion. The best way to reach us is our text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. That number, 641-1010.
Quarterbacking can be complicated. Denny Thompson simplifies it for us.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it. They do it, whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Jacksonville.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
I'm Tom Coughlin, founder of the J Fund Foundation. Every year we ask for your help, and every year you come through. Your generosity helps local families tackle childhood cancer.
And I'm Dan Hicken. We're asking you to please be there November 29th for the J Fund Radiothon here on 1010XL. Or you can send your gift of $100 right now. Text GOAL to 243725.
Thank you for supporting the J Fund on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Truth Teller here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied to life in your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Burr. Roger Waters once said, and I do quote, "Together we stand, divided we fall," end of quote. After Roger Waters and Pink Floyd. Jimerson Burr, right here in Jacksonville. Here we are, headed towards what? We got 5.5, 6 weeks remaining in the 2023 year. Hey, business owners, why not get ahead of anything and or everything that could possibly go wrong with your business, regardless of the size of your company? Let's look at this as a regular legal health check. Jimerson Burr, help you find potential legal issues before they become a problem. Early detection is huge for every single company out there. For all the details, go to jimersonfirm.com.
It's Thanksgiving week, and Monahan Jewelers has the best deals in town with up to 40% off the entire store. Thousands of beautiful pieces are on sale with fantastic prices on our entire inventory, including up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds. We're your local family jeweler, so come visit us today and on Small Business Saturday for up to 40% off on diamond studs, engagement rings, colored gemstones, our designer brands, custom design, everything. The name you can trust in fine jewelry, Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Dan Hicken here for Ballou Associates. I want to remind you that now is the perfect time to schedule your eye exam. Take advantage of your existing insurance benefits before they reset in January. Join the many satisfied patients who trust Ballou with their vision. Schedule your eye exam now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with clear and healthy eyes. And remember, your deductibles reset in January, so don't miss out on the benefits you've already earned. Ballou Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Saw the Pink Floyd tribute band on Saturday night. All the while, Jordan Travis went down. Graham Mertz went down. expectations went down. I was reaching for anything that I could get my hands on to try to just numb myself. Place was packed, too. Do a heck of a good job. It was Floyd Nation. I mean, they got two that come in every year, Britt Floyd as well. And always get out there with my good buddy Ralph, who you see, who's always ahead of security. Striking, man. Bald, striking. Movie, please.
I'm guessing that's a Caddyshack line?
There's no question. There's no question. It's Caddyshack. I watched the first half of the game across the street when Travis went down. And I almost just said, screw the concert, and just sat there and began to start ordering Irish whiskey. But then I was like, Ballou, you got to get up the next day. You got a Jaguars game. You got to cover. But anyway, yeah, I ended up going. But it was a terrible feeling. I mean, when you hear, the great thing about Pink Floyd and a band like that is you get to escape it all, right? You don't think about your problems. You don't think about the troubles. You literally drift off to a different planet. And it was hard. There was some moments I was just like, are you kidding me? Did that really happen? Yes, it did happen. And it changes the entire complexion for Florida State and their run to what could have been a possibility of playing in the college football playoff and perhaps a national championship. Now, I never felt like they were a championship team, okay? I just didn't. They played to the level of their competition. Florida State all year has fallen asleep, and that's scary. And they did it yesterday, or they did it Saturday. I mean, you're down 13-0. Do you realize that's their biggest deficit all year? They were down 10 against Clemson, and they were down 10 against Duke. You're down 13-0. And people are like, what's going on? How is this happening? You know, you bring in the 2013 team, it's senior night, it's a cupcake, and they're not ready to play. And that has, listen, it's hard to criticize when you've won 17 in a row, and they have. But they did it against Miami, okay? 129 yards to 1 yard. We talked about it against Vatech when you're up 17-0. All of a sudden, second quarter, Vatech puts up 143 yards in the second quarter, and Florida State's -6. And before you know it, it's a 17-10 game or 17-7 game. Then you go underneath to get yourself a beer. You come up, you find out that Vatech's taking back the kick. All of a sudden, that 17-point lead is a 3-point lead. Did it against Miami, up 10-0. Put them away right now. They fall asleep. Before you know it, Miami's got a 13-10 third quarter lead. So Florida State does this. They do it all the time. But what a lot of people are angry about, and I get it, is that in a game like this, they need a spark, so Travis has to run. And that's where the injury happens. People are upset with Norvell about that. You can't go down that street. These guys can get injured at any time, any place. I've seen it in practice. I remember a Florida State practice in 1993 when Marquette Smith, Tiger McMillan, Sean Jackson rolled his ankle, right, and they gave Warwick Dunn that opportunity to come in and run the ball. I want to say, was it 92 and 93? It was the same day, like Steve Gilmer and Corey Fuller got. I've seen guys go down in practice. Okay, we saw it here with Dante Fowler in practice. You see it in games. A lot of people brought up this injury here and brought back Jimbo when Florida State had a big lead against South Florida, and Derwin James had that freak injury when he came down. And I don't know what to tell you outside of the fact that injuries happen at any time. So to play the blame game on that, I think is silly, okay? It shouldn't erase the frustration of not being ready to play this team. Okay, I get that. They weren't ready. And that's what Florida State's done all year. Now, they've had the resolve. They've had the wherewithal and the talent to fight all that off. And in every one of those games, come back and win. But if they go into one of those lows this Saturday in Gainesville, brother, that could be a long, long night. I don't know why they do this. I don't have an answer for you. I'd love to be able to say it's this or it's that, but it's a combination of things. But you honestly have to consider that out of a 60-minute football game, the 2023 Florida State Seminoles have showed us that there's a period of 10 to 12 minutes or so where they're going to completely fall asleep. And when you get to games of this magnitude, you better fix it. If not, you're going to be on the other side of it, and you're going to lose. It's as simple as that. I feel terrible for Jordan Travis. On the flip side, I feel terrible for Graham Mertz. I do. I feel bad for anyone. You know, we spent last week talking about the Jaguars. You look at their next 3 games. Look at the opportunity that Jacksonville is given by the loss of Deshaun Watson and the loss of Joe Burrow. It's terrible, but it's part of the game. Okay, we watched Trevor take a hit yesterday at the goal line and go slamming into the sideline. It's scary, but that's football. And whether it's college or pro, you never know. But so that whole blame game, I think is wrong. I do. I'm sure Mike Norvell feels just awful about this. I'm sure Jordan Travis feels just awful about this. Here's one, Ballou. I'm sure you're taking some heat because you've been saying you believe that Jordan Travis was injured, and sure as S-bomb, Travis goes down. Not your fault, but you know how superstitious fans are. Yeah, I've thought he's been hurt. There's no doubt. You know, what's frustrating to me is 2 weeks ago, you're up 24-7 against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh cannot score. They cannot move the football. And you let Travis take a shot to the knee on his final play. And that ends up becoming a loss now from both ends because, number one, he took a shot and he limped. And number two, looking back at it now, don't you wish Tate Rodemaker had that series? Don't you wish Tate Rodemaker had a little bit more experience? I mean, this goes on all the time. We saw Beathard come in yesterday. It's like, wow, that's almost a surprise. I don't know what it is about coaches and the way that they're wired that they don't want to bring their backup quarterback in. We almost never see it in the NFL. And as well, in the world of college football, frankly, they don't go to it soon enough. Tate Rodemaker's got a special arm. Tate Rodemaker has a chance to really do some things here. I think he's got an opportunity. I hate the fact that it's his first start there. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. And, I taped the Florida game as well. The Pink Floyd concert ended with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I slid back across the street, watched both field goals late, watched Max Brown, watched that game. And, Florida's lost 4 in a row. Florida can't stop anyone. What's it going to take to win? They can score now. How many points is it going to take to win in the Swamp? Is it going to take 35? I don't know. But Florida all of a sudden has so much to play for. So much. They win this game, they get 15 more practices. They win this game, they get to go to a bowl. They win this game, they get to destroy a perfect regular season for Florida State. So anyway, FSU's got more issues. Trey Benson left the game. All right, Robert Scott has not been playing. Mo Harris went down. Kalen DeLoach, who, in my opinion, has been their best defensive player all year, did not play. We don't know why. Mike Norvell's not going to tell you. And that's the way that he's done it. But you got to believe that you got to try to have these guys ready. Obviously, the importance of this game here against the University of Florida, but we'll see. I really do feel bad for Jordan Travis. What an unbelievable turnaround! I'll never forget 3 years ago when they brought him in with Mackenzie Milton, and I was talking to him about passing the ball. And I was like, "You're a running quarterback?" He's like, "No, I'm not a running quarterback. I played for Eric Kresser in high school. All I did was pass. At Louisville, I passed. Florida State made me into a running quarterback. I'm a passing quarterback." And I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, "Yeah, right." Because he struggled early on. I mean, that's what he did when he came in. He got it done with his feet. He really struggled to pass the football. But he improved tremendously to the point where he won his last 17 games. But he is out now for FSU. And my final thought on this, for at least for now, we love the blame game, right? And probably 10 or so years ago, I got myself off message boards because there's so much filth on there. It's knee-jerk, and yeah, you can still get that on the mean streets of Twitter. But I cheated. I'll admit it. A buddy of mine it was actually in the parking lot after the Jaguars game yesterday. He's like, "You got to look at this." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Look at this." And I don't even remember which Florida State website it is with the message board. So I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me." I mean, they are just crushing Norvell. And, I feel like my relationship with Norvell is spotty at best. Okay, there's been some things that I've said about him that he doesn't like. There's been some things that I've questioned, including this year at UNF when I asked about why Jared Verse wasn't practicing and he went crazy on me. I've never known a coach after a practice or a game where it's off limits to ask about the health of a player. Apparently it is with Mike Norvell. Still, though, the blame that he was receiving for the Jordan Travis injury was really psychotic. It was really weird. It's like, you really think that Mike Norvell wants his quarterback to get injured? So I thought that was very sophomoric. I thought that was very disappointing. And I was shown that and looked at it a little bit. But anyway, those are fans. And fans are going to react that way. If I'm not going to mention any names, but if a quarterback goes down anywhere, college or pro, I think in a lot of circles that happens, depending on how the injury takes place. This one just really stinks because you let a team come in and outcoach you and outplay you. 13-0. Okay, so was the panic pushed? I got to make a play here. They had gone 2 3-and-outs. Got to make a play. Got to create some energy, and he goes down. That's what's hard to sweat. That's really bad. Okay, so, but is it Mike Norvell's fault? No, it's everyone's fault. Why weren't they ready? They scored 58 unanswered points. Why weren't they ready? Why did you come out and get completely embarrassed on senior night with the national championship team of 10 years ago? How does this happen? Seriously. Your biggest deficit of the year. So we'll never know the answer to the question, but did Jordan Travis feel the panic? Like, we better get this thing going. Watch this. I'm going to tuck and run. And then sure enough, the injury happens. If instead Florida State's up 13-0, then you can really make the case that Jordan Travis isn't going to run the ball the entire game for that very reason. But the team wasn't ready. It wasn't. That's the truth. Yeah, they woke up after his injury, but by then it was too late. So if you want to play the blame game, you can do it, but it's not going to change anything. Your best player's gone for the remainder of his career. Now you got to go out and ask a kid in his first college football start to win in a brutal setting at the University of Florida. Be a lot of fun. That's coming up on Saturday night. All right, tonight's show brought to you by Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial, residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights, 10-year workmanship warranty. Give my buddy Mark Tozzolo a call. All right, they're licensed and insured. No subcontractors. It's just you and Mark. Again, check them out online, Patriot Roofing Services. Whether you need a new roof or your current roof needs repairs, home or business, go to Patriot Roofing Services. Tons to do, including your comments. 641-1010 on the text line. That is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
1010XL brings you the orange and blue.
Caught it! Touchdown! Gators!
The Gators chomp the chop in the swamp.
Chomp!
Florida State, Saturday at 7 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. Beaver's annual Black Friday silent sale. Every car on the lot will be discounted so low, we can't even show the prices on TV. Doors open at 6 a.m. Friday. First come, first served. And once they're gone, it's over. Plus, anyone who buys between 6 and 9 a.m. will get a big screen TV and $1,000 cash. Want more? We're giving away free oil changes between 6 and 9 a.m. The Black Friday silent sale only at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. You don't want to miss this.
Whether it's a large commercial project or a multifamily property, trust All Pro Roofing for exceptional craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We use only the finest materials, ensuring durability and long-lasting results. Plus, All Pro Roofing now has a full siding and windows division. That's right, All Pro Roofing is not just about roofs anymore. All Pro Roofing, now your trusted partner for commercial roofing, multifamily projects, exterior siding, and windows. AllProRoofingLLC.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138. Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline from MyBookie. It's giving season, and that means MyBookie has given us an incredible bonus offer this week, 110% deposit match up to $1,100. Deposit $1,000 to receive the full amount. It's MyBookie's biggest sportsbook bonus ever. 110% deposit match on your first deposit. You heard it right. You can more than double your money before you even bet by making your deposit with MyBookie. Just sign up using promo code 1010XL. The minimum deposit amount is $50 to receive the bonus, and this is a bonus offer that will not be listed on the website. It's the biggest sportsbook bonus in MyBookie's history. This is a big moment for them and for you as a listener. The offer is only available for 7 days, Monday through Sunday this week. The code 1010XL will revert to the previous offer. Don't sleep on this special bonus offer, 110% with MyBookie.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 20th, 1977, Chicago Bears Walter Payton rushed for an NFL record 275 yards in a 10-7 win over the Vikings.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Welcome to Otterson Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, your local resource for financial know-how. The entire team is a symphony of knowledge, working harmoniously to orchestrate your financial dreams into reality. Experience the Otterson Wealth Advisors Advantage, where our expertise, empathy, and precision converge to craft a roadmap to your financial triumph. Visit OttersonAdvisors.com and let us turn your aspirations into achievements. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio. featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Playing ball and being part of a team. It's a great way to grow up, and I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, winter and spring registration is open, so make sure you find out what I-9 Sports offers in your area with new locations like West Connect Athletic Association and Fort Family Field in Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports for boys and girls ages 3 to 17. Log on to i9sports.com and enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount on registration.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, even the great ones rest. The Blue Crab House back in business tomorrow. $2 margaritas on Tuesday, $1 oysters on Wednesday. It's been a bit. I was going to get out there Friday. We were done at 6:30, JJ, but there's been some traffic issues as of late on South Side. By the time I got home, it was like 8. I was like, nah, I had to go. Get ready for Saturday. And but I
thought it was
it.
good today.
Today was good. They listen to us.
I think the rain.
No.
It causes some people to lose their marbles out there.
And this is such a better week. The Jags win. Today we have sun. You know, nice and mild outside. I think God reacts positively when the Jaguars win, especially when they win at home. I mean, what are we going to do now? What am I going to complain about? The Jaguars won at home. Anything for me?
Say that again?
I said the Jaguars won at home. What am I going to complain about? Do you have anything for me?
Well, yeah, your dreams of a national title are completely destroyed.
All right, but let's let the cat out of the bag. You and I in our off-the-air conversations. Florida State wasn't winning a national championship with this team.
No, of course not. But
they can't match. They can't play with Georgia or Alabama.
Nobody can, I don't think.
Now you can play the whole what if. I mean, just beat Florida.
Exactly. But here's the deal. Billy got lucky in all this because of the Mertz injury. Because if Mertz is healthy, I don't know if Florida's favored to win, but I bet it's a lot closer than 6 points.
Yeah.
And at that point, everybody, all the Gator fans are looking at Billy and company like, here is your golden opportunity not only to, make this season semi-respectable by beating your arch rival, but getting FSU out of the playoffs, like stopping them from potentially winning the national championship. But now that Mertz is hurt, no one's expecting anything. It's sort of like I still think Florida State's going to win now.
Yeah,
Before Mertz got hurt, I was definitely in camp. Oh my God, Florida's going to wreck them.
We will obviously make our picks on Wednesday night because we're off for Thanksgiving and Friday. I'm going to pick Florida State. I would like a little bit of a feel as to what's going on with all these injuries. Okay, on both sides. That is a major question mark, especially, if Benson can't go in this game, that is a massive blow for Florida State. And, they lost a couple of linemen. This game just really, it's one thing. I remember, as a Florida State fan, I remember 1991, wide right, the original. Well, a game that crushed Florida State was played in a monsoon that year at LSU. Florida State won that game, but they lost 2 offensive linemen. They lost Robbie Baker, and I think they lost Kevin Mancini. They lost 2 starting offensive linemen on a sloppy grass field during a monsoon. And stuff like that happens. It's always happened. But that was LSU on the road at night in Baton Rouge. Bro, I had to check again. I don't even know who they play. Was it North Alabama or South Alabama?
It was. I was calling them North Arkansas the entire day, but it's North Alabama.
That's hard to deal with if you're an FSU fan, that you lose your quarterback against this type of opponent. And I understand why Florida State fans are upset, because every single player is better than their opponent, yet they weren't ready. And how do you explain that? It's your final game there. You got the 2013 championship team there. You sold the place out, and you weren't ready. And so many people just, want to blame coaching and say, well, it's coaching. I don't know what to say. I think a lot of this on the players, man, when the players weren't ready.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably impossible to get these guys up for this game. Honestly, after the season they've had, and then with the Florida game coming up, the ACC title coming up, they're like, we're going to roll over these guys. They're 3-7, and they're an FCS school. This is nothing. And then I don't even know what happened. I didn't watch a second of the game besides the infamous play at this point. But, yeah, I could definitely see how it's hard to get 19, 20-year-olds up for a game like this. I'm sure Norvell did his damnedest, Kirby impression to get these. That is the thing about Kirby that I always have loved, that, man, they'll be playing Sisters of the Poor like this, and they're up for it. They're up for almost every opponent, because Kirby has that, I don't know what it is, to get these guys going. After the national championship last year, when that kid said nobody believed in us, y'all said we were going to lose 4 games. It's like, dang, Kirby really has the propaganda on point with these kids.
He does. And Nick Saban does as well. But you look what Alabama did. They had a cupcake. I think they had Chattanooga.
Smoked them.
Okay, before you know it, it was 38-0, a 38-7 Alabama. That's what Florida State should have done, and they didn't. So that's why people are all pissed about this, because it's one of those games where you say to yourself, and last week I absolutely believe that Jordan Travis is not 100%. I think he has been beaten up. But I made the point to you that he's got to have a game like he played last year. He's got to go out and be like Jaden Daniels did last week and run the ball. Well, you don't need him running the ball against North Alabama. And that's
was it a designed run?
Right, that's why. Well, we're not going to find out.
It certainly looked like
they're not going to. Yeah, and my guess is that Florida State 3 and out. They're down 13-0.
We got to mix it up.
Yeah, they're panicking that we need a spark here. So Jordan's going to make a play. But I understand that side. People will say if you were a well-coached team, you wouldn't be down 13-0, and you wouldn't have to go to Jordan Travis to make a play like that. Look what Alabama did. Look what these other schools do when they're gifted a cupcake.
Line it up and run the ball.
Yeah. So I understand the anxiety there. And I don't have an answer for you other than they've done this all year. They have had 10 to 12 to 15-minute comas all year. Every game, at some point, they just totally fall asleep. And for the most part, it's been in the second quarter. Even BC, you're up 31-10 against BC. They were 1 penalty away from losing that game. BC had 18 penalties, accepted penalties. It's tough to criticize when you're undefeated. It's tough to criticize when you win 17 in a row.
And you can have a lull this weekend against a backup quarterback and still maybe win. But Louisville's good, man.
Yeah, they are. I watched that
Jeff
entire game.
Brom is a master play caller. And you are not going to pull that and get away with it against Louisville. Not with a backup quarterback. You could with Jordan Travis, but yeah, they have a great offense. I think what's his name? Just their quarterback, Plummer.
Jack Plummer
is good.
He got ACC Player of the Week. Very good.
Good run game.
Yeah.
Defense is not great, but they can score.
So Trey Benson goes down, takes a shot to the sideline or on the sideline. You lose your starting center in Mo Harris, Maurice Smith. Might have said Harris earlier. If so, I apologize. That's Bless Harris, who I'm thinking of. But Maurice Smith went down. You're without Robert Scott, right? Kalen DeLoach. He leads the team in sacks. He's got 7. It's been a very poor year at getting to the quarterback. Jared Verse, Patrick Payton have not gotten to the quarterback. The defense certainly woke up after the Travis injury. I mean, it was unbelievable. It's like they were playing on a totally different level after he went down. But again, it begs the question, well, why did it take for your quarterback to go down for you to react that way? Why didn't you just come out and play that way? That's going to sit, unfortunately, with a lot of Seminole fans for a very long period of time. I don't have that answer for you. I wish I did. I don't. And we'll see. We'll talk about it all week long. All right, coming up next, some of your thoughts. Let's play the Anton Harrison interview. Caught up with him in the victorious Jaguars locker room yesterday afternoon. We'll take a look at the playoff picture. The Jaguars have put themselves in tremendous shape with the victory yesterday. What a game. It's going to be Sunday at Houston. We got much more to do. It's hour number 2 of Into the Night.
On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Kyle McManus.
Friday from 10 to noon. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Attention car buyers, are you in the market for a new vehicle? Are you noticing the markups on vehicles on dealers' lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian. In addition, Key Buick GMC is the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. Holidays are approaching, and we are your local service headquarters. That's Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years, you can count on Catlin.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hacker here, and look, football season is in full swing, and no game day setup is complete without the Sausage Dude sausage. I'm a sausage guy, and the Sausage Dude sausage is the best sausage I've ever had. Try their 4 terrific flavors, including Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with jalapeno, and my personal favorite, the Italian today, by picking them up at any Publix in the Jacksonville area. Football and sausage, it's a winning combination. Go get the Sausage Dude sausage at any Publix in the Jacksonville area right now.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
I'm Tom Coughlin, founder of the J Fund Foundation, helping local families tackle childhood cancer since 1996. Every year we ask for your help, and every year you come through.
And I'm Dan Hicken. We're asking you to please be there November 29th for the J-Fun Radiothon here on 1010XL.
If you're on Coughlin time, you can make your donation now.
Text GOAL to 243-725.
Thank you for choosing to be there for Jacksonville area families tackling childhood cancer on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
One of the original Rebels. Went to the Remedy Lounge during the 20-minute intermission of the Floyd Nation show at the Florida Theater on Saturday night. And lo and behold, they had an autographed photo there of Warren Zevon. Very, very, very cool. Can you imagine some of the artists who have actually played at the Florida Theater? I think Elvis played there before. Don't know if the Beatles ever played there.
Wow, it's been around a lot longer than I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, they have had some just phenomenal acts. Used to work with she used to be in our front desk when we were across the street. Terry Hill, she told me she saw U2 there in like 1981 or something.
Opened in 27.
Really?
They reopened in 83.
What was the first year?
27. And Elvis Presley, August 10th through 11th, 1956.
At the Florida Theater.
Yes, much to the dislike of Jacksonville city leadership. A committee was formed and Judge Marion Gooding prepared arrest warrants due to Presley's bodily movements and influence on the local youth. Gooding and Elvis had a private meeting where Gooding threatened to execute the warrants if Elvis disobeyed his orders. Elvis performed the show with no action from the police or Gooding, so he kept it clean for the Jacksonville folks. No gyrating.
Even back then, they weren't working on the roads. They were upset about that. How about the Beatles? Did the Beatles make it in?
It's not on Wikipedia, so I don't believe so.
Okay.
Let me see.
Did they mention any other acts?
Just that one.
Okay. I mean, they've all come through. But it's just such a great it's a great piece of Jacksonville. Yeah, they've reconstructed it and
Beautiful
done some things.
inside. I love it.
I love it as well. Well, my buddy Ralph over there, front row seats. I mean, this band was rocking. They really, really got after it. So, great time at the Florida Theater.
Someone says the Beatles played at the Gator Bowl.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yep. Absolutely, it makes sense. That must have been something. But
1964.
Maybe he can tell us if Led Zeppelin played at the Florida Theater, or I think they played at like the old Coliseum, the one that they ripped down years ago in the very early 70s or something like that. Jacksonville's always been able to get the best rock bands.
Yeah, Jacksonville Coliseum, May 7th, 1973. By the way, Get the Let Out, Florida Theater, Friday, March 15th.
I'm aware of that, and I'll be making a special request that night. Do you think there's any possibility that I could do my Friday show here from the studio, since I can get down to the Florida Theater in 7 minutes as opposed to doing it live from the Players' Championship, second-round coverage?
Oh.
I've already looked ahead.
That.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till I'm on my very best behavior. I haven't done anything wrong in forever around here.
You're due.
Think about it, JJ. When's the last time I've pushed the envelope? When's the last time I've crossed the line? Heck, I sweep the floors when I leave here at night.
I've heard nothing.
Nothing negative?
Nothing negative.
It's unbelievable.
Also, nothing positive. Which is perfect. That's exactly where we need to be.
Mm-hmm. Final thought on this, this is a question that I have been trying to find out about since I got into this business in the very early 1990s. Coaches think so differently than you and I. And I don't know where it is, how it happens. Maybe you're wired that way. Maybe you're born with it. I'm not sure. But there are certain things that coaches do at any level that just drive you insane. And here's a very good point with that, okay? You look at this Florida State game on Friday, on Saturday, where you lose your quarterback. You lose Jordan Travis, okay? You're out far and away. You've got an enormous lead in this game. There's no chance in the world that North Alabama can come back. So answer me this question. Why do you still have your best player, Keon Coleman, returning punts in the fourth quarter? That is a part of coaching that I'll never get. Because to me, here's where logic comes into mind. Number one, you just lost your quarterback. Your running back got knocked out in Trey Benson. Take the shoulder pads, take the helmet, get him off the field. You're going to need him next week. Number one, he can get injured. Number two, what if he does get injured? Douglas has struggled in a relief effort to even fair catch the ball. But why not have someone else ready in case the former happens as opposed to the latter? It's such coaching 101. It's so much common sense. Yet it doesn't happen. And I don't have an answer. Call me a Debbie Downer. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. Why do coaches do things like this? And I think that is what incredibly frustrates fans at any school. Stuff doesn't only happen at Florida State. I'm sure it happens all over the place.
Oh, let me give you a scenario. How about when your team has the lead and the ball, the other team doesn't have any timeouts, and you can just kneel it, and you win a game?
Ooh.
Imagine something like that happening. You choose to run, and you fumble the ball.
Ouch. That one stinks.
Yeah. So coaches do dumbass stuff.
They really
man.
do. But do you agree with me? There's kind of like this, hey, I'm a coach, you're not. I'm doing it the right way, you're not, and don't you dare question me.
And they can always use the excuse of, well, we respect our opponents. You know, in that scenario when you're playing starters against these lower level teams or late in a game against a good team, but you're blowing them out. And it's a punt return. That's a popular one. Like, they will leave the star player out there to return punts the entire – I don't get it. I don't even like when the star player or any starter is the punt returner. Like, the days of guys like Devin Hester returning punts for touchdowns are long gone. Like, when you don't see people returning kicks for touchdowns that often anymore. It's one of those like, hey, let's get a guy who's good with his hands, call a fair catch, return it only when necessary. I don't like the Keon Coleman's, the Restrepos. I hate that, having a guy, because it's so easy to get injured on those plays.
No, there's no doubt. We're getting all
we're
getting all sorts of good stuff coming in.
If it wasn't for Coleman's punt return against Miami, I mean, that was a game-changing play.
But that's a different situation.
It's Miami and it's close. Yeah,
right.
Gotcha.
I mean, can you imagine if Keon Coleman goes down with a busted leg returning a punt in the fourth quarter when you're up by 40-plus points?
After the Travis injury? Whoa.
Well, why don't you get him the hell out of the game?
I know,
That's
it's
my point.
crazy.
But why the hell is he playing? I mean, people are like, well, you get too aggravated. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm aggravated. He shouldn't be in there. I mean, we're such a reactionary. Instead of being, get in front of it, right? Oh, we'll react after it. It's incredible. I couldn't believe it. And by the way, I didn't even know that until I went back and rewatched the game. Again, during that second half, I was across the street at the Floyd Nation show. I watched the first half in the bar over there. But Jimi Hendrix opened up for the Monkees, according to the 2018 or 12-18. My dad saw Elvis. Look at all these people that are rolling. I think Kiss has played there. Sold out 4 shows. Saw the Wiggles at the Florida Theater.
That's my favorite one.
I saw the Wiggles at a sold-out.
Man, they made a lot of money.
I told you at the arena in Chicago when it was like one of those. It was like a Seinfeld episode when one of the Wiggles touched me when I was holding my youngest daughter, Tegan.
Oh, so you had like front row seats?
No. I had an aisle seat, but I was probably like 20 rows back or 25 rows back.
Oh, so they're walking around.
They walked up the aisles.
Did you like high five them?
Yeah, we were like tight. I don't remember which one it was, but all of a sudden
was it purple or yellow?
Then I saw like these 4 eyes staring at me, and it's my neighbor who like paid more money, had better seats, but he was like turned around and he was absolutely beside himself that one of the Wiggles had touched me and my youngest daughter. And like his daughter's there and they got better seats. They paid 10 times the amount of money. His daughter's like crying.
How come he touched Mr. Ballou?
The Wiggles, man. They had like, this place had like, it was like 15,000 people, and it was completely sold out in the middle of Chicago.
I didn't realize they were Australian.
Oh, yeah. My little girls used to love that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Jimi Hendrix opened up for the Monkees, 78-12. All right, a lot of good stuff coming in. Here's one now. Elvis was almost arrested, but Marilyn Manson was arrested after performing at Club 5 in 1994. Was Club 5 here in town?
He says now Sunray.
Where is that? I don't know. I thought I knew I thought I knew Jacksonville. I know nothing about any of this. Where is there a 5?
Sunray Cinema is the one. Isn't that like Riverside area? It's like a really old theater. It's really badass.
By like Jackrabbits in that area?
It's by Park Street. It's on Park Street.
I've been partying with some local bands, man. I had Julia Gulia in Ballou's Bar till like 4 a.m. a couple of Saturday nights ago. I wonder if that had any effect on them on their next Sunday show. That was a fun night. Another guy sent me something, too. I saw it out at a bar that doesn't spend money with us. He sent me some stuff. I'm thinking about playing it. He sent me an email. Maybe I will. You just start getting in with some local artists. Young bucks, young lads, young ladies, lassies trying to make it out there. Like to get back into the music scene here. My music is fine where it is, but I could always go for something new. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Florida Theater opened in 1926. Says the 00. Make that 0005. Okay, it's in 5 Points. Man, I haven't been to 5 Points in a long time, since T-Wig used to cut my hair over there. It's always tough over there, man. You can't find any place to park, right? I just don't. Jack Roberts is in San Marco, I'm told now. Okay. I got to be honest with you, man. When I cross the river and you really head west, it's a little bit like Iraq to me. I don't get to those parts all that much, and I'm not opposed to it. You know what we need to do, JJ? We need to have a dive crawl one night.
God, I would love that.
No, we need to. Seriously. We need to get a limo. And just you and I. Forget about the listeners, because you know what?
Well, yeah, I don't even like the listeners.
Nah, then we'll be responsible if one of them starts puking all over. So, oh my God, we're gonna sue 1010. We can't deal with that. Those guys. I mean, our listeners can't match with you and I, and we start throwing them back.
Can't we just get an intern to drive us around in the 1010 van?
I remember when we got here, we used to have those limos. One was that NASCAR limo. It was one
What
of
is
the greatest
that?
things of all time. I don't know. There was like a NASCAR
With
limo.
1010 on it?
Told you, took Tom Champion with me. I think we went to a Rush show or a Steve Miller show.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of dive bars in town that I'd like to hit over there on that west side and hit 5 Points and hit San Marco. Like, I've never been to the original Jug. Cutting the Rug, a place called the Jug with a girl named Linda Lou. I've been by it, and it was closed. I think COVID hit it, and it was down for like a long period of time. But my understanding is that it's back up.
It is. Yeah, the Jug Saloon.
I say we start at the Jug, and we hit everything on the west side, then barrel through the city, and we got to end up at Arnold's on Phillips Highway. And we should do it on a Thursday night during karaoke night.
So down for that.
Sherwoods, absolutely love Sherwoods. Gingers, love it. Have I been to Wild Bill's near the state? Have I been to Wild Bill's? Wild Bill's is like a show bar, for crying out loud. I've been in there before where people are dropping $20 bills and bam, there goes the top. I'm like, this isn't a gentleman's club. It is now. And you go out to the deck and there's like 30 cats, that are just living out there, feral cats.
They're all feeding them, of course. This guy has a great Jacksonville concert story. Jimmy Buffett, 73 at Swisher Gym. 99 cents and a can of food you had to bring.
To see Buffett?
Yeah, in Swisher.
Give me a list of the best dive bars in town. Because we need to go on a crawl here. Florida State season is over. Football's over. I'm just kidding. I still think Florida State's going to win Saturday. I wouldn't bet your money on. I wouldn't bet any money on it. I mean, who knows? I mean, this is going to be the hardest game to handicap. Who knows?
We saw Rodemaker, whatever, play against Northern Alabama for 3 quarters, and we saw this Florida kid play for 1 quarter, and I don't even remember him throwing a pass. But he looks fun. I mean, if they just do like an old-fashioned triple option every play, it'll be a blast because he's got wheels.
He does have wheels, and as you know, Florida State struggles most against dual-threat quarterbacks. And this kid ran it like 6 or 7 times for, I think, 42 yards.
Shantytown on Main and 6th.
Okay, I know where that is. Yeah, you know what? There's another place. That's out in what part of the city is that? Right down Main Street. If you head over the Main Street Bridge and you keep going straight, what part of town is that? Is it?
You're asking the wrong guy.
There's a name
man.
for it. There's a name for it, and there's a bunch of bars there. And it's one part of the city that I've never had cocktails in. But
Springfield?
Yes, Springfield.
Okay. Yeah, we had a Christmas party there. Nice little spot. Didn't even know it existed.
Well, you know I'm loved around here. I didn't get invited to that party. When
yes,
was that?
you did.
When was that?
You're a lying ass.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I would never lie.
Oh, we're getting a lot of the Rooster.
Oh, man.
Does that not exist anymore?
No, they ripped that building down. Guy who owned it was from New England. I absolutely loved the Rooster. And I miss it. You know what was great about the Rooster? The people. The people of the Rooster. Okay, bikers, but I think they were bikers, in my opinion, of the bark but do not bite variety. I always said it that way. They were out there in their leathers on a Sunday, and then at 7 a.m. on Monday morning, they're performing open heart surgery. It was one of those type of deals. And I always had that dream. I said this probably 10, 12 years ago. I had this dream that I barreled in to the Rooster parking lot in my beautiful key GMC Sierra and just barely tapped one bike.
like a domino.
And like 47 bikes went down. So I was talking about this one day, and the former 2 owners ago was a lady. She like called in on the show, and she was like really angry at me. She's like, "I'm telling you, you've really upset my patrons here, and you know, you can't do this, and you can't." I'm like, "Honey, it's a dream. It's a dream that I had. That I'm just gonna. It's gonna be the back ass of my brand new GMC Sierra, and I just barely touch it, and they all go down. And she didn't like it.
We got McBee's Lounge on St. Arg Road, Lake
Old
Shore
St. Aug.
Bar.
I think that's closed. Is that Old St. Augustine? Isn't that closed?
That's close to my place, which is my place.
Bombay Bicycle Club. Now you're getting back to. If any dudes are driving around with their ladies, now that I mentioned the Bombay Bicycle Club, there is probably at this exact second the lowest rated show we've ever had. Because I can guarantee you there are people switching off 1010XL and 92.5 FM right now because Ballou's going to mention the Bombay Bicycle Club.
McBee's still exists, by the way. McBee's Lounge.
You could smoke in there.
That's how you know it's a real dive.
Mm-hmm. All right, we need to take a break. We need to do that. No doubt about it.
Unfortunately, we do, yeah.
We're going to hear from Anton Harris, and we think we are. But you just, you know, on days like today, so, hey, Florida State fans, did I get your mind off of the injured Jordan Travis there for like at least 5 minutes? Did it work? 641-1010 on the text line. That's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Calvin played extremely well today.
Caught for the touchdown in the left corner of the end zone, Calvin Ridley.
We get the right look, the right situation for certain plays. You know that he can really take advantage of them. I don't think we talk enough about the defense.
The ball came out and the Jags have it.
They're the ones that have kept us in the majority of our football games this season. We've been good at responding, and we got to keep doing that. That's what the good teams do, you know.
Next up, it's a division rival on the road.
We're in a great spot.
Jaguars, Texans.
Sitting at 7-3.
Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes with my 2-week Awaken update. I'm down a whopping 16 pounds, cruising toward my goals, and feeling better and stronger every day. With these results, I'll be sailing into the new year better than ever. Join me at awaken180weightloss.com. Real life, real changes, real results.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2023 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Golfers, when's the last time you played Cimarron? New ownership, improved greens, fairways, and tee boxes, a new clubhouse, interior, exterior, including the Stone and Barrel Tap House, indoor-outdoor bar, live music. Practice, learn, and play program is only $59 a month. Unlimited range balls, weekly clinic from teaching professionals. Golf every day, $25 after 2 o'clock. Whether you scratch or just like getting out with your buddies, you have to try the new Cimarron Golf Club on 210.
Tailgating is back. But if you're like most of us, your grill is probably a filthy, greasy mess. Trust Grill SOS Barbecue Grill Cleaning Service to make sure your grill is squeaky clean for the fall grilling season. Schedule your grill cleaning now at grillsos.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 20th, 1977, Chicago Bears Walter Payton rushed for an NFL record 275 yards in a 10-7 win over the Vikings.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332, go to flyskylife.com, and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national power of Napa and a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is locally owned and operated by a strict written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASC-certified technicians you can trust. Find us at jacksnapaautocare.group.com. David Garrard Mondays on Jaguars Today are brought to you by Arlington Tire and Service Center and Monument Road Tire and Service.
It doesn't get any better than live country music. Enjoy Daryl Ray at Players Grill Miramar this Friday at 7 p.m. with discount cocktails while the local star rocks out. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
This is my bar.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight till 8 o'clock. Hacker Nation will join you then tomorrow night after Helmets and Heels. Then Wednesday, 6 to 8. And we will get ready for the weekend. Going to put together, get my friends from Miller Lite to put this together for me, a little bit of a pub crawl. Probably wait till after the football season is over. I've come up with my own little list. I'm getting a ton of recommendations. 641-1010. Hundreds of them. My favorite dive bar in town is Arnold's. We're on the cusp of St. Augustine. Classy. Elegance, Thursday night steaks, beautiful women, karaoke. Number 1, Arnold's. Number 2, Ginger's. I mean, enough said. Number 3 for me would be Pete's. Okay. All those, you can get away with yuppies at Pete's. Be careful. okay? I mean, be careful, okay? Number 4 for me is going to be the St. Nicholas package store. Now, it's not what it once was because there used to be a sin bin across the street, and the ladies used to come in there all the time. So I'm told. Wink, wink. Wild Bills, number 5, out in the bowels away from the stadium. Number 6 for me is the 747 Lounge, okay, right by the airport. If a flight gets delayed, there's not a lot to choose from down there outside of the 747 Lounge. And if you get too tanked, there's a motel there with it, which is always very convenient.
I'm sure you can find friends there as well.
I'm going to go to
Not
O'Malley's.
too far.
Yeah, I'm told that O'Malley's is open again on Old St. Augustine. I did not know that. Did you know it?
Well, we had a bar back in Ocala. We still have one called O'Malley's. I've never been to the one in Jacksonville. O'Malley's Alley.
Okay.
They used to have amateur fight night until someone died.
Ooh.
Not only would they have amateur fight night, they aired it on the local TV station in Ocala.
So that's my top 7. I have the Jug here. I've never been. I have McBee's here. I've never been. I tell you which one went down, which used to be classic, is George's out in Orangedale. Kind of a combination package store. Beer garden out back. Went out there once and almost fell over. Everyone was smoking doobies. Crazy, but I think George sold it. I don't know what's going on, but I haven't seen that place in a very long time. Yeah, so I get the fact. The only knock I've ever really had about Jacksonville is you don't have any Irish bars here. Okay, I mean I come from Boston. That's Irish Bar City. I lived in Chicago for 7 years. That's disappointing. Oh, here's one, the Bald Eagle. Absolutely, my buddy Randy. Love that place on Timuquana Road. I got to bump that up. Big fan of the Bald Eagle. It's a veteran-owned bar. And oftentimes, live entertainment. So if you have any others, locals and Shearwoods, yeah, okay. Been to those many. You'll find professional drinkers at those two places, which we're a big fan. I mean, you should be a professional drinker if you're a Florida State fan. And Travis went down. Send us more, please. All right, caught up with Anton Harrison after the Jaguars' victory yesterday. The Jags starting right tackle, first-round pick. Let's play a few minutes of the conversation. Congratulations. What a bounce-back win for you guys today.
Definitely, it was. Definitely something we needed. We worked all week. We know what we can do. We got to put it out on the field.
What's it like to be a part of a balanced attack today? I mean, Doug Peterson just said that you guys were able to stay with the run this afternoon. How important was that?
That's really important to just keep the defense on their feet, be able to just run our offense, run the ball, pass the ball, get out the pocket, things like that. So it was definitely big for us to be able to do that and just diversify our offense.
A lot of issues last week. One of those in the first half, Calvin Ridley wasn't even targeted. It felt like that was a big part of today's strategy to get to him early in the game.
Oh, yeah. Calvin's a great player. He's going to be open, so we try to get him the ball as much as possible. So we got to protect up front, do our things, the sales, things like that. Receivers run the right routes, get open, and then Trevor just give him the ball. So he helped us a lot, made some big plays out there for us today.
Last one for you, Anton. You've only been here for a short period of time, but there was a conversation, why can't Jacksonville win here at home? Playing the way you did today, was that something you guys thought about this week, or is that kind of a media-driven situation?
It was definitely something that was on the back of our minds. We try to not let it take over. Obviously, we want to be the best at home, and in the past games we haven't shown that, so we just want to come out here and dominate at home. So really, because we know what we can do at home. We know we can do home in a way. It shouldn't be a difference, so that was something that we definitely wanted to come out and dominate at home.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Anton Harrison, that's from yesterday. Statistically, nothing's really going to blow you away with this impressive win, right? The running backs, 30 carries, 93 yards. The flip side, they only allowed one sack, which is saying an awful lot considering Jacksonville came in allowing 24 on the year. They go to 25, but it was a dominant victory, okay? And it was a very impressive home victory for the Jaguars. Pro Football Focus had the rookie Anton Harrison with a grade of 59.8. So, it's not perfect, but it is okay. For what it's worth, the offensive line grades, Brandon Sheriff, 80.3. Boy, this is real bad. Walker Little, 38.5. So that's an improvement from last week. And Luke Fortner now, 45.5. Luke Fortner is a guy that we've talked an awful lot about, where it feels like it's starting to get away from him. Last year, he was 49.6 for the year. This year, coming into the game against Tennessee, he was 49.8. Again, he dropped to 45.5 on you, so that's going to go down even more. You can't base everything off of Pro Football Focus. We get that. We understand that. But this offensive line is absolutely under a microscope on a week-to-week basis, and I think it's something they're going to have to drastically improve during the offseason, along with all the other needs that they have. But you're not thinking about the offseason. You're enjoying this win as you should, and you're thinking about playing a game that is virtually a pick-em coming up Sunday against Houston. Jacksonville, in most circles, a very slight favorite, somewhere in the 1 to 1.5 points, and we'll begin to really talk a lot about that game starting during Tuesday's show. Let's take our final break of the night, come back, put our final touches on this one, get you ready as well for Hacker Nation. He will join you at 8 o'clock.
11 men work together for one common goal, but inevitably there is one offensive player of the game.
He is a difference maker now.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
That's how you finish right there.
On 1010XL.
The deal of the year is here at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now you can save thousands off original MSRP on pre-owned 2023 models, like a Toyota Corolla LE starting at just $18,881. A 2023 Toyota Camry LE or RAV4 LE as low as $23,881. You can even get a 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road 4x4 as low as $38,881. Shop ArlingtonToyota.com and save thousands today.
Picture walking through your home and feeling the natural elegance that only hardwood can provide. I'm Shane with Renew Solutions, and for replacing or refinishing wood floors, I've got you covered. Visit RenewJacksFloors.com.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8 Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Now, the Hurricane Report. Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Miami Hurricanes dropped another close one on Saturday, this time to number 9 Louisville, 38-31. Surprisingly, Miami got a great performance out of quarterback Tyler Van Dyke, who threw for 327 yards and a touchdown. But the real star of the game for Miami was freshman running back Mark Fletcher Jr., who had 17 carries for 126 yards and a career-high 2 touchdowns. Miami ends the season this Friday at noon at Boston College.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is a diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, There are specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason so many of my friends and our listeners have had Stanley Pools build their pools and now maintain their pools, because Stanley Pools truly cares about their customers. Stanley Pools is locally owned and has been serving our community for 35 years. For all of your pool needs, call Stanley Pools at 269-7277. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools. 269-7277, or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com.
Hey folks, Hicken here with another holiday special from my friends at Zero Res. At Zero Res, they love rugs, and they'll treat your fine Oriental rugs with the tender, loving care they deserve. Jared, the Zero Res rug manager, and one of the few certified master rug cleaners in all of Florida. If you want your rugs cleaned with tender, loving care, call Zero Res right now. Get your rugs washed, and we'll give you 25% off. 25% off rugs, only at Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res, the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We got some decorated individuals who want to be a part of this pub crawl, including the counselor himself, Charlie Jimerson. He may have to put a little bit of thought into this. And again, we got to do some self-checking. We got to make sure we dot I's and cross T's, because nowadays, I remember like 5 or 6 years ago, I was going to have like a big party in my bar with listeners, and it's like, nope, you can't do that stuff.
Got to get lawyers involved.
Right. I told you I had Julia Gulia in my bar, but we did it with Ubers.
And you had him sign an NDA, of course. Anyone who enters your bar, non-disclosure agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a fun night. I don't want to remember. It was definitely a blast. Yeah, right now I'm on a little bit of a kick of live music. I love live music. I wish there was more of it. You know, I don't do it much during football, obviously. I mean, tonight we got a great one. As a matter of fact, why don't we put the final touches on this Monday edition?
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
The definition of love, some will say, is the last thing you think of when you fall asleep and the first thing you think of when you roll out of the rack. And for me, it is the Key GMC Sierra. You talk about a love affair. I mean, it's there, and it's always at my beck and call, and I love it. I feel supported. I feel high above everyone else here in Jacksonville, and it's just a phenomenal truck. And there's so many available right now on the lot. Take advantage of these November incentives. My GF, yeah, she's got one of those brand new Buick Enclaves. My understanding is that love affair is pretty solid as well. So if you're looking for a brand new vehicle, they have 24s, 23s still available. Got my oldest daughter a used car a couple of years ago from Key, right across the street from Tinseltown, South Side in Gay. Kansas City, a small home favorite tonight with a record of 7-2. If the season was to end today, they would have the bye. The only bye in the AFC. As you know, the days of 2 byes are done. We've added an extra wild card in both the AFC and NFC. Kansas City, your top overall seed. Baltimore behind them at 8-3. Jacksonville right now, 7-3. That is the number 3 seed in all of the AFC. Number 4, Miami, and then you get to the wild card teams. If the season was to end today, you would have Cleveland at 7-3. You and I both picked Pittsburgh, didn't we? Yesterday. Wow, what a win for Cleveland. Houston, 6-4, playing some good football. Of course, that's the matchup this weekend. And despite the loss, it is Pittsburgh with a half-game lead over Buffalo. Pittsburgh 6-4. Buffalo right now is at 6-5. So that is the way things do look in the AFC. For those of you wondering, the NFC, well, tonight, this Super Bowl rematch is both teams who would get a first-round bye. Philadelphia 8-1. Behind them, as we do know, Detroit 8-2. San Francisco has now won 2 straight. Okay, they're a 3 seed. The Saints a 4 seed. Then your wild cards: Dallas, Seattle, and Minnesota. And they're starting to put a little bit of distance now, Minnesota and Seattle, even though that tough loss for the Vikings.
They both lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Seattle, Denver's won like 4 in a row all of a sudden. But they have a 2-game lead now ahead of both Green Bay, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay. So a little bit of distance actually taking place in the NFC. The AFC, you can't say the same. I mean, it feels like that's going to take 18 weeks and 17 games.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet, keeping 1010XL on track with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. Young man, what's going on?
Thought about wearing my Philadelphia Eagle green tonight because everybody in Jacksonville should be doing the EAGLES, Eagles, beginning at 8:15 this evening.
And they're such warm and fuzzy people that I bet if you're out somewhere and you do it with them, they'll probably buy you a drink.
They are an awful fan base. Them and Buffalo are the 2 fan bases. I saw the most fights by far in the upper deck when I was up there for about 15 years here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but Buffalo to me is a little bit like Oakland, where they dress and act like they're big, tough, and intimidating, but you know, they punch with an open hand, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, you're probably...
Where it's legit with Philadelphia. It's legit with the Eagles.
Yeah, Philly can be nasty. And look, the thing with that, we're rooting for Philly tonight, obviously, and people say, well, the Jaguars play better on the road anyway, and that's true. And I wouldn't care about having to go to Miami or having to go to Pittsburgh or Cleveland or any of those places, but there is something about Arrowhead, it seems, in January in the playoffs. They don't seem to lose there very often anymore. So I would take my chances in 30 other NFL stadiums. I would just like to avoid Arrowhead if given that opportunity.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, they're a totally different team there, but we'll see. Should be a lot of fun. What's coming up tonight?
Yeah, obviously we'll keep you updated on Philadelphia and Kansas City, and then we're going to do college and NFL. I mean, look, Tate Rodemaker, now the guy, your heart just goes to Jordan Travis and Florida State. We're going to have Irish Schofel, warchant.com, over in Tallahassee to get the fallout from that whole situation. And in Gainesville, 2 hours after that on Saturday, the Gators lose Graham Mertz to a collarbone. We'll have Ben Troop on to discuss that, the former Gator tight end. Also, it's Monday Night Coaching. We'll have Dave Campo on to break down the Jaguars-Titans and look ahead to the big Texans matchup on Sunday.
This game's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before. Both quarterbacks go down 5 days, or I guess 7 days before the actual game. But, I mean, this is going to come down to anyone's best guess.
And how about this? You and I had the conversation about how many Florida State fans are going to be there. I was wrong. That game's sold out. There's going to be a lot of Gator fans in that stadium. I don't even think Gator fans care about the bowl eligibility part. I mean, I'm sure the program does. Every Gator fan I've talked to has one thing on their mind: to ruin Florida State's season. And how about Herb Street and Fowler on the call? ESPN, they're giving it the prime treatment on Saturday night.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they're getting that. And listen, Florida's been up against it. They took on 3 straight opponents who got a bye. They got bad draws at Baton Rouge and at Mizzou at night. But they got the right one here. I mean, Florida State fans, you wish you were playing this at noon on Saturday. Those fans are going to be liquored up and ready to go at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I wonder if if Tate Rodemaker will channel his inner Marcus the Rooster Outson from 1998 when he came in. Marquand Manuel would still be running with that interception if he could have held it. Drops right into Peter Warwick's lap. That, to me, Rick, is
2 years in a row he dropped balls.
Yes, he did. And I think Outson, isn't that the last time like a true backup quarterback played in the Florida State game?
Yeah. I would have. Well, didn't the 1 year against Tebow, didn't they lose a bunch of guys?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't. Yeah, but in the
last
game,
year they were competitive.
Yeah.
That it mattered at the end.
Yeah, and that was Peter Warwick. That was an unbelievable game, and we'll see. So we've seen these situations before. Anyway, it's going to be a fun week. Enjoy the game tonight, and see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, it's coming up right now. That is Hacker Nation right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Appreciate all of your input tonight, particularly on all these dive bars. We're going to have to put together a little party here, I'm thinking. I am. Love it. It's good people with other good people, right? More details coming up in the very near future. That's going to do it for us on a Monday. We are back tomorrow for JJ LaSalva. My name is Rick Ballou. I don't check the text line. If you want to get a hold of me, you can on Twitter. That is Ballou 1010XL. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.
John Osher stars as O in O Knows.
Yeah.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Johnny O knows the Jags like nobody else. Brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
It's Beard's Diamond's incredible 43rd anniversary sale, going on now until November 30th.
All designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings, even Rolex watches.
On sale up to 43% off at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
We're in Florida and pest problems are persistent. Want them gone? Mission accomplished with Mission Pest Solutions. Veteran and locally owned and operated, Mission